This program was made possible in part by the continuing contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to Woodbury High School, where Keystone Productions proudly presents AAU Girls Basketball. We continue our coverage at the Battle of the Hardwood tournament with the 17 and under championship, featuring the Metro Stars 19 and under team and the NC Heat. And Tracy Buford, who's my partner for the game, you're going to see a lot of great players.
This is going to be a great game, Mike.
You can see the NC Heat warming up along that roster. Tayler Hill and Megan Knight, those two among the top players in their class. Megan Knight from Centennial, Tayler Hill from Minneapolis South, so I'm sure that's going to be a good one. And the NC Heat has Stephanie Senshin from Hopkins. She just came in from the All-Star game. Courtney Boylan from the 2008 Miss Basketball Minnesota. She's headed to Michigan. And the starting lineups for the Metro Stars in white, it's Courtney Boylan from Chaska, Danae Moore from Eastview, Carolyn Deanhart from Cretin-Durham Hall, Stephanie Senshin from Hopkins, and Adria Holler from Egan. For NC Heat are Tayler Hill from Minneapolis South, Ann Berner from Forest Lake, Mandy Pope from Richfield, Katie Lyke from Parker Cottage Grove, Megan Knight from Centennial, and all of these players made names for themselves at their respective schools.
Most definitely.
And a few of them even played in the All-Star game. And the tip-off is made. Metro Stars will get the first possession. They're white with green numbers, and the NC Heat black with blue numbers. Boylan to Deanhart for three. Air ball, and it's picked up by Katie Lyke from Park of Cottage Grove.
Carolyn saw she was open, but she was a little too far out of her range on that one.
NC Heat, one of the top AAU teams in the state. Well, Tayler Hill, not quite. Rebound, Adria Holler, and Carolyn Deanhart at a one-on-one, and she escapes with the foul. It will go against Katie Lyke. Going to say it's not that hard to have the top program in the state when you have the top players in that program.
Exactly. They got a tough squad.
The NC Heat is coached by Tayler Hill's father, Paul Hill. Carolyn Deanhart makes her first free throw. Deanhart played at Cretin-Durham Hall. He's 2 of 2. Just graduated, or I imagine about to graduate from there. I'm sure she's excited about that. Cretin-Durham Hall, of course, having a well-founded program of their own. Lyke for three. Short. Rebound, Senshin. Senshin was in the 2008 Minnesota Girls Basketball All-Star game a few weeks ago. Holler for three. Bullseye! And a 5-point start for the Metro Stars.
The Metro Stars play a really aggressive physical style, so this is going to be a great game for NC Heat.
Hill for three, short, starting a little cold. Rebound, Stephanie Senshin. She is going to the Air Force Academy next year. On the line, still good for two. And a nice 19-footer. Senshin's going to be a great addition to the Air Force.
Definitely, and as a big player, she's showing she has a little range, too.
Hopkins having a pretty good program of their own. They host their own holiday tournament. Knight long two, in and out. And the rebound goes to Moore. Here comes Senshin again. Out to Moore. And the Metro Stars all over the NC Heat in the opening minutes.
And I have to say, you do not see this very often. NC Heat is usually on the other side of the scoreboard.
Do you think other teams have tried to use the same strategy against Tayler Hill? She goes for three. Short again. That stopped her at the state final?
I think that's a little more hard to do at the AAU level just because you have so many talented players at every position.
Hill was stopped with the boxing one at the 4A state tournament final, held to 9 points, the only time last season where she scored below double digits. Mandy Polk at the line. She makes her first poke from Richfield. Missed her second. NC Heat is on the board after a couple minutes. Boylan with the rebound. Ascension threw the ball away. Ann Berner takes it, and now Hill brings it up. 15-footer, not good. She has been cold. Dienhart with the rebound. To Holler, that's for three. Short. Rebound Hill. To Polk. Long two for Like, and that doesn't fall. Megan Knight with the rebound. She's going to take it herself and finally gets the first field goal for NC Heat. Knight from Centennial. Of course, Centennial, playing a bridesmaid the last couple of years, had some great seasons, but were stopped in section play. Boylan, swish. And of course, they were upset in a huge way this year to Osseo. A lot of folks thought they were going to be the #1 seed in the state tournament.
Absolutely. They had such an amazing season and just really had a heartbreaker at the end. Berner
cannot get a shot to fall. Boylan with the rebound, and she's going to take her time. Metro Stars coach saying slow down. They're up by 8. She's going to take a three, short. Hill with the ball. Tries to spin around Boylan. That's not going to happen. Knight for three. Bullseye!
Metro Stars is going to learn awfully quick. They cannot leave Megan open.
That was an advantage you had talked about with AAU. If one player has problems, everyone else can step up, and Megan Knipe is certainly capable of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, she had a big performance last season in the Centennial Central game where Centennial broke the 34-game winning streak that Central had at that point.
Yes.
Scoring 32 points.
She had a phenomenal game. I mean, if you leave Megan open, she's going to score. You have to play tough defense on her.
And when your good friend is Tayler Hill, you can only get better. That was Kayla Blum for three. She's also from Centennial. And the rebound by Like. Hill to Knipe. Back to Like inside, a little short. Rebound, Laura Weber from Eden Prairie. NC Heat in the zone. Blum. To Moore. NC Heat retaining the zone. Looking to take away the outside shot. And Courtney Boylan's shoe gets untied, so they're going to take a timeout while she ties it. Boylan headed to Michigan, named the 2008 Miss Basketball for Minnesota. Somewhat surprisingly, she was included in a list with Brittany McSparring, Kiara Buford, Camille Weiland from Crookston, and
Brianna
Masty. Boylan for three, in and out. And it's hard to choose one player. Holler for three, no good. Rebound, and the put back by Laura Weber from Eden Prairie. As I was about to say, it's hard to pick one winner from that type of a class.
Exactly. Those girls are all outstanding players. That's a tough job.
And I talked to Willie Taylor earlier. He, in this tournament, Metro Stars played in the semifinals, and NC Heat, they're switching out just about everybody. What he said about what he likes about Courtney Boylan is that she's good. Not only is she a good player, it looks like she's having fun when she's out there.
Absolutely. You know, that's what I told a few people, that it's so fun to watch Courtney because she has a smile on her face all the time. And, you know, that just lets you know that she's having a good time.
A lot of new players in. In fact, they switched out everybody for NC Heat. Rebound by Moore. And the shot attempt by Michaela Larson did not fall. Less than 10 to go. It's 13-6 in favor of the Metro Stars 19 and under team.
You know, every once in a while, Mike, you have to take out your starters and just let your bench go in and see if they can get something started.
And these are summer tournaments, and of course all the players are looking to improve their skills, so I imagine it's nice to have them get some minutes in the middle of June and July.
Definitely.
That they can use. Holler for three. Bullseye! Whereas the Metro Stars, they're really just warming up for college play.
Yes.
So that's why you don't see as many players suited up. In fact, I see just 7 altogether. And Tempest Wilson from Elk River gets her first basket.
Nice strong move to the basket.
Boylan gets through to went out to Weber. Shot did not fall. And the rebound by Maggie Wires. Wilson to Michaela Larson. Now to Britt DeShaw. Long two, no good. Rebound Boylan. Boylan from Chaska High School. And you were there, obviously, for the Miss Basketball ceremonies. And so what do you remember when Boylan was selected? What was the look on her face?
You know, you could tell she was really surprised. I think, you know, the girls knew it was going to be a tough choice, and she was just so happy. You know, it was just so nice. I think she was really overwhelmed.
Of course, I think any of those players, they realize that what they have is we got a foul. Oh, no, a traveling violation on Michaela Larson. Stephanie Senshin's going to come back in, replacing Dana Moore. And as I was going to say, I don't think any of them expect to win, you know, when you're going up against good competitors, and they all realize that. I've talked to a lot of those players, and often the first thing they'll say is how they'll compliment their competitors.
Right. Well, you know, it's such an honor to just be named in that class. I mean, you know, you're talking about the top 5 girls in the state.
Holler has just been all over the three-point line. I think that is her 3rd three-pointer thus far.
Yeah, she's definitely got that nice rainbow shot.
Gophers, a little late for the Gophers to get her. I think otherwise I'd say they might want to take a look at her.
Yeah, I don't know where she's going.
Well, the three-point shot was not one of their... I have it right here, actually. She is going to Drake University.
Oh, okay.
Along with Brittany McSparent. In the meantime, Sarah Bingier from Delano gets the basket.
And Drake already has at least one other Minnesota girl playing there. It's a great school in Des Moines.
And Boylan with the mid-range jumper. Wilson to DeShaw. DeShaw, that's a long two, short from Binkier. Rebound, no good from Larson. And we have a foul. Sarah Binkier draws it. Sarah Binkier is going to be a senior next year. She goes to Delano High School. And she makes her first. You realize it's 21-11 right now in favor of the Metro Stars. Although we've seen the Metro Stars have a little more experience. They just finished up, and now they're prepping up for college play.
Exactly. It's, Metro Stars is a really tough team. Experienced girls.
I'm sure they're all excited to be joining their new colleges.
Absolutely.
In the winter.
And this is just a nice way for them to keep in shape and keep playing.
Wilson, long 2, no good. Rebound, Weber. And Blum, with the bounce, lets it bounce a couple times. And Courtney Boylan will reset. Not something we've seen Metro Stars do too often now. They're killing some clock.
Mm-hmm.
And now Dienhart gets the ball stripped. But we're going to have a reach and foul. It's going to go against Michaela Larson. But this whole Metro Stars roster, and one of them isn't playing today. All are headed to, are going to be playing in college ball. And Boylan's going to Michigan. Dienhart, she's headed down the street to St. Thomas. Ascension, of course, going to Air Force. Kayla Blum headed to the University of Sioux Falls. Weber headed to Minnesota State Mankato. And the player that's not suited up, Francis Whitwine, is headed to Stanford.
Yeah, I think it's easy for this game to be a little deceiving. You might think that NC Heat isn't doing so well, but they're playing against a really top caliber team.
And for NC Heat, with more tournaments coming up, and even just for these players when they go back to high school, I mean, it's good to play against Danae Moore, double teamed, and she's going to get called for the travel. Excellent move by NC Heat. It's just great to play against these, have this experience, because they're going to be senior. A lot of the players on the NC Heat team are going to be seniors next year, and they're going to be expected to take on leadership roles, especially if you're Tayler Hill and Megan Knight.
Absolutely. And, you have to play teams like this. If you want to get better, you have to play the best. That's just how it goes.
Hill for 3, bullseye. Well, she just needed some time to warm up.
Exactly.
Hill, the big question mark with her, as Blum takes it up, is where she's going to go to school. Outside of basketball, she's expressed interest in being a pediatrician, but she hasn't indicated as she gets the steal. Now she's got a one-on-one, and she's going to take it herself. That's nothing new if you're a Minneapolis South fan, but she hasn't given any indication on where she's going to go. But whoever gets her, they're going to have a great player on their roster.
Absolutely.
4:36 to go. It's 21-16. NC Heat coming back a little bit. Ascension to Blum. Blum wanted a 3, but instead goes to Dienhart, and she back to Blum, and the Metro Stars will reset.
I think you'll see NC Heat pick up the pace a little bit. One thing that they're so good at as a program is knowing when the change in the rhythm of the game is. And they really like to take advantage of that. You'll see them score, and they'll turn around and put on a really tough pressure, full press.
Like with the missed basket, gets her own rebound. Goes to Knipe, inside, around 3 defenders. Missed the first shot, makes the second. Just like that, it's a 3-point game. And we had a foul on NC Heat.
I believe it was Hansel from De La Salle.
Knipe with the steal in the backcourt. And NC Heat has a chance to tie this up if they want. And they definitely have the players to do it. Like, inside, wants to go short range, can't get the bounce. Knipe with the rebound, and another cleaned up mess for Megan Knipe.
Megan is so good on the boards. That's one thing that she really killed Central at, is you have to box her out. You have to know where she's at.
Ascension gets fouled. Stephanie Ascension from Hopkins going again to the Air Force Academy. Hopkins having a strong program of their own. That includes a former Minnesota Golden Gopher, Leslie Knight.
And she's going to be highly missed next year. Or I should say this year, this fall.
In fact, there are quite a few players at the high school game who said they wore the number 45 because they were Leslie Knight fans. Ascension, 1 of 2. And we've got a foul. No, it went out of bounds. So the Metro Stars have a chance to increase their lead. Blum gets around Hill. No, look, pass to Weber or Holler, but the shot is blocked. And now we've got a fast break opportunity. Megan Knight gets through all the defenders and gets another 2 points from the paint. We're tied at 22.
An NC Heat program always has great fan support.
Moore to Boylan. That's from the free throw line. 16-footer, good.
And it's kind of funny, Mike, you can tell the ages of these teams because the older team, they don't have many fans here. You know, the parents don't really come to watch their games at this point. You know, the girls are kind of on their own, and you can tell with the NC Heat program, you still have a lot of parent involvement, so they still have a lot of fans.
Knight gets around Blum, gets a little space for herself, and we have a foul. She's going to go to the free throw line. Megan Knight from Centennial High School. 2:14 to go. Knipe's going to have a whole lot of fun next year.
She definitely will.
Makes her first.
And it will be interesting if her and Tayler, well, we know Tayler will be a Miss Basketball finalist. I'm sure Megan Knipe will be up there as well.
And I'm sure Megan Knipe, one thing she would like to do is finally get to a state tournament. She's been denied twice in the section finals as she makes both. And that has to be a frustrating obstacle to get through, especially when you were the -- 1 team going in.
Right.
One thing she had said is Blum is in trouble, is that a lot of other students will they'll tease them or give them a hard time for not getting to the state tournament, even though they have a team that's clearly capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, the other thing I'm sure those students don't recognize is that they're not on the court. You don't know what goes on through their minds.
Exactly.
Blum for 3. Short rebound, Tayler Hill.
You know, when it comes to playoff time, it's just a whole new game.
Like a little too strong, and rebounded by Ann Berner. She's going to go to the line. Ann Berner, tallest player for NC Heat at 6'4". She comes from Forest Lake out of the Suburban East Conference. That conference, one of the toughest conferences you'll find in the state. Missed her first. 1:37 to go. Foul's about even. That's both, and NC Heat takes their first lead of the game.
And here you'll see, Mike, they're really going to put on the pressure here.
And there it is, the full court press. So the Metro Stars are going to have to do a little work of their own. Boylan gets get around her defender, and she's going to take another shot. She's going to go to the line.
You just saw a little bit of the maturity level on that play. Courtney's just so smart, knows how to use her body.
Boylan, the future Michigan Wolverine, makes her first in this trip. I got a chance to see her at the All-Star game, and she had a fabulous performance, especially in that second game.
She's a fun player to watch.
1:15 to go. NC Heat taking a little time now. They're down by 1. And they have to feel confident knowing they came back from a double-digit deficit against an older team. Knipe, swish, rainbow shot works. Less than a minute to go. Holler goes out to Weber. She can't get the two. Rebound Hill. She's going to do a long two. That's short. Rebound Knight. That's short. Holler picks it up. 35 seconds. Out of bounds. It will stay with the Metro Stars. Boylan to inbound it. Tried to work off a screen. A quick give and go. That didn't work. And the Metro Stars will reset, possibly hold for the final shot. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They may try something around 10 seconds. 9, 8 seconds.
That usually means that the point guard is going to the basket.
Boylan's shot was blocked by Hill. She can't get a handle on it, though. She has enough time to get a shot off, and it's no good. But the NC Heat going to halftime with a 1-point lead, 27-26. We'll take a break and rejoin you at the second half.
Kevin Anderson, we're at halftime of the Metro Stars versus NC Heat. It was a 12-point game at one point, or 11-point game at one point, at 19-8 for Metro Stars. NC Heat's come back.
Yeah, I think that NC Heat has a few more bodies, and so they're going to be fresher. And I think with 7 bodies, Metro Stars is going to tire out. That's my theory. At least that's what NC Heat will probably want to do, run the floor.
Now, this is kind of an all-star state-level type team for the Metro Stars. What is NC Heat doing to stay into the game outside of fresh legs?
What's NC Heat doing to stay in the game? I think they're the favorite team at this point. So Megan Knife got real hot there. You know, when they were down 10, she scored like 8, 9 in a row. So they've crashed the boards a lot better. They're getting second, third shots on offense.
What have you seen here at the Battle of the Hardwoods that surprised you over this tournament?
Surprised me? Well, I haven't seen everything, so you're going to catch me on a blank on that one.
Okay. What do you expect to see out of the tournaments coming up later in the month?
Well, there's going to be more teams coming from other states. You know, this tournament had all Iowa attack. They had the Stangs from South Dakota. But now in the next tournament 2 weeks from now with the Summer Jam, they're going to have teams from Wisconsin, teams from Iowa. It's going to be a little bigger. And then in July, it gets really big. So,
real quick, tell the fans about your website. What's the address?
It's gbbrecruit.blogspot.com. That's girls basketball recruit. But you just put gbbrecruit.blogspot.com.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks.
Welcome back to Woodbury High School, where Keystone Productions presents AAU girls basketball. We rejoin you at the second half of the Battle of the Hardwood tournament in the 17 and under championship with NC Heat and the Metro Stars 19 and under team. And NC Heat currently holding a 1-point lead. They were down by 10 earlier in the half and then clawed their way back, so that certainly has to give them some confidence as they look to start the second.
Absolutely. You know, NC Heat is just one of those teams, they're never going to get nervous. You know, they know that they have the ability to come back, and they just are patient and work away at it.
And the whole roster, they all have players that are looking for something to prove. The Metro Stars are in white. NC Heat is wearing black. And on the court for NC Heat, it looks like it's going to be Burner, Polk, Knipe, and Hill. And for the Metro Stars, it's Holler, Senshin, Dienhart, Moore, and Boylan. Of course, the Metro Stars don't have a lot of players they can sub. But again, they're just looking to get that last bit of training before they start college.
Paul Hill trying to energize his team.
Paul Hill, the father of Tayler Hill. And for Tayler, well, I'll get to that in a second. Like loses the ball. Of course, a big story after the tournament was the threats Hill received on her cell phone afterwards, and a couple stations made a big deal about that. But Hill did talk to one station, KSTV, and she didn't appear too fazed by it.
No, I don't think so.
Even though a lot of people, Boylan, you don't see that too often. She got it poked away. Paul Hill isn't happy. But there was a lot of people argued over whether the media gave her an excuse or the rivalry had gone too far, and that may have been a case of just the rivalry getting a little too much out of hand.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I heard that it was a joke or whatever, but obviously to
foul on NC Heat, you were saying?
To anyone but an obnoxious teenager, it's obviously not anything to joke about. But, you know, I think it was just a story they were trying to cover. I don't necessarily feel that the media was trying to give Tayler an out, you know.
And she even said on camera it didn't affect her at all in the
right.
game. When that's Deanhart, long two, no good. That says a lot about maturity when you don't let comments even as extreme as those affect you.
Absolutely. You know, Tayler, she's a veteran. I mean, she's been playing forever. You know, she's not going to let something like that faze her, especially in a state championship game. The unfortunate part is, you know, because she is Tayler Hill, you know, she's also human. And, you know, she received a lot of pressure that game. And, you know, you just can't be on every game. I mean, that's just not the way it is.
Hill missed a three after putting up quite a screen. She knocked Carolyn Deanhart to the floor. You don't see that too often. As physical as she is. But the Metro Stars have a chance to take the lead back. Senshin to Deanhart.
Carolyn gets that every once in a while, being just a little bit of a smaller player out on the floor.
Stephanie Senshin gets around Berner, and she's going to the line. But you saw when she got tackled, she just got right back up.
Exactly. Carolyn played for our St. Paul traveling team a few years ago.
She's a graduate of Cretin-Durham Hall, and again headed down the street to the University of St. Thomas. Stephanie Senshin at the line makes her first. Senshin heading to the Air Force Academy out of Hopkins.
I believe that Carolyn's dad is the president of St. Thomas. He holds a high position. I forget which one it is.
St. Thomas, for a Division III team, they have a really nice women's basketball program of their own. I spoke night to Wires, missed it. I spoke to one of the players, and she said she has a lot of fun with it, but you often hear a lot about the St. Thomas players.
Yeah, you do. You know, they're a nice local Division III team, but they seem to be pretty successful.
They have a nice gym to play in as well. We were just there not too long ago. Boylan to Deanhart. NC Heat. Holler for three, no good. Boylan with the rebound, spins around and cleans up the mess again.
Courtney's showing a little bit of her athleticism on that play.
And now Metro Stars playing a more man-type off defense. Wires to Like. Long two, short. Rebound, Senshin. And Boylan moves the ball up court.
And that's one thing that Metro Stars does so well. They box out very well.
Senshin to Deanhart. Swish. 16-footer falls.
Just a smart play by Stephanie. She recognized the double team maybe even a triple team, kicked it out to Carolyn.
Like with a quick shot, cannot respond. And it's one and done. The Metro Stars have built a 5-point lead in the second half so far. Moore to Holler. Holler gets around Knight. She's going to get under that. Clean block. Deanhart is there to pick it up. To Moore. Gets around her defender and scores.
That's a nice move. Danae has that long stride. She can get to the basket.
She is headed to Creighton next year. I believe they're Division I.
Yep.
Hill working off the screen. Gets through two Metro Stars players, and Senshin comes in with the block. And we're going to have some substitutions coming in. And Polk and Light go out. Tempest Wilson and Michaela Larson step in for NC Heat. And Kayla Blum steps in for the Metro Stars, as does Weber, replacing Senshin and Deanhart. Moore with the rebound. 34-27 in favor of the Metro Stars. NC Heat has yet to score in this half, while the Metro Stars have built an 8-0 run.
And that is very unusual for an NC Heat team. They're usually a high-powering, high-scoring team.
Possession will remain with the Metro Stars. Boylan to Holler, to Moore. Boylan wanted a three. They're going to look for options. She goes to Moore. And the Metro Stars playing a much more deliberate style. NC Heat doesn't seem to budge either. They continue their zone.
Metro Stars knows that they have the lead, and they're just really taking their time on offense.
Weber with the miss and her own rebound. And the Metro Stars will keep possession. Wilson tried to get the pick. 10:19 to go.
I'd like to see NC Heat get up a little bit in the passing lanes. Usually that's what they like to do, and we really haven't seen that from them.
They continue their zone. And the Metro Stars are just going to take their time. They're not going to shoot unless they have an open look like Boylan did. No good. Wilson with the rebound. Hill, one-on-one against Boylan. Foul is called. Boylan made a little too much contact trying to stop Hill, and Tayler Hill will be going to the line. Hill, 5'11" from Minneapolis South. Makes her first.
I think Courtney was trying to give her a little body on that play, but a little too much.
Short on her second attempt. The lead is down to 6. Boylan to Blum. And we're seeing more kill the clock strategy here from the Metro Stars with 9.5 to go.
Which is smart, just not as fun for the spectators. Gets to be a little bit of a long game.
Wyers will get called for the foul over the back. But you see the NC Heat, they're not going to try anything either because right now it's a 2-possession game. There's still a lot of time left.
Exactly.
Oh, no need to rush. Doesn't matter how many points you score as long as you have more than your opponent at the end of the game. Boylan from the corner. Bullseye.
NC Heat got caught behind the screen on that. And when you got Boylan out in the corner, you need to get out.
Wyers Out to DeShaw. Shaw looked for a shot. Instead goes back to Wilson. NC Heat used more substitutions. Wilson. Threw the ball up and drew the foul. Had she not done that, she likely would have been called for traveling. But it was before the shot, so NC Heat will inbound it. DeShaw for two, no good. Rebound, Boylan. It's a holler. Can't quite get the basket. And the rebound goes to Moore, but she's in trouble. And DeShaw comes up with it. NC Heat looking to stop the bleeding. And Jamela Hunnell from De La Salle might start that.
That was a nice play.
Moore nearly let that ball go, but she catches it in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Weber is going to get called for a charge. It didn't look like much of one, but a charge is a charge.
Yes, that's an automatic charge. Anytime you drop your shoulder, the ref is automatically going to call you for a charge.
We haven't seen that's the first time we've seen a charge all day. 8 minutes to go. Hunnell to Bingie. To Shaw.
Oh.
Threw it over Hunnell, and the Metro Stars will get possession. And Deanhart is coming back in, replacing Blum. And Senshin's also coming back in. She's going to give Holler a chance to rest. Deanhart to Boylan. Back to Deanhart. Open three. Bullseye! Once again, the Metro Stars pull out to a double-digit lead.
Metro Stars is making it known. You got to come out and guard them on the perimeter.
Bingie. Back to Hill. Goes to Wilson. Wilson uses the dribble. Whistle is called. We have got a foul on Carolyn Deanhart of the Metro Stars. They have one foul left to give with 7 minutes to go. Hill weaves around Moore, a little too strong. Moore gets the rebound. Deanhart not quite there. And the Metro Stars lose a chance to score an easy bucket. Metro Stars continuing the man defense. Hill wants a three. Uses a dribble, gets a kiss off the glass.
Taylor's so smart. She saw the two players under the basket. She knows she needs to pull up that shot.
Moore to Senshin. Senshin is open, goes behind the back and scores.
No weak side help.
And there was nothing but open space for Senshin there. DeShaw might have gotten a little nervous on that shot. And now you see more NC Heat stepping back in, more of the top players. Senshin had another look inside, but this time NC Heat wasn't going to let her score another one. They learned from the last possession.
Metro Stars did a good job getting the ball up the press on that set.
Senshin. Short rebound by Benji. And Like gets around Moore and puts up a layup. Hill was smart, saw Like had a one-on-one situation, and Like was able to get around a defender.
Yes, and very smart to go to the basket.
Heat continuing the zone. Well, it looks like they're coming more to a man. Benji with the steal. They have an 8-point deficit to come back from with less than 5 to go. Hill the Knipe. Knipe looking to create some open space. She does, but a little too strong. Rebound Weber. And Moore has an open look. No good. Boylan fights for the rebound, and she gets it. Boylan was able to keep possession just on her own. And Knipe's going to get called for the foul. And Paul Hill calls timeout for NC Heat with 4:25 to go. Not a bad time to call one. So what strategies should we expect to see from the Metro Stars and NC Heat as we enter the final leg of this game?
You know, I think that Paul is really going to have them execute their offense a little better. It seems like they've been a little bit in disarray, which is really I'm not used to seeing them like that. So I think they'll execute a little bit better, and they're really getting beat on the boards. I mean, as I said, Metro Stars is such a good box out squad that NC Heat really needs to fight to get around that box out. They really need to hit the boards.
Look who we see on the court. Tony Gear talking to the officials during the timeout. He spoke with Kevin Anderson earlier. You're not going to see that too often either in the high school games. But it's nice to see everybody having fun, not just the players.
Exactly.
Boylan in trouble and gets the timeout call before she gets called for a travel. And that's experience talking.
Exactly. And you see what Paul wanted his team to come out and do is really put the pressure on. They really love to double team their guards and really put pressure. That's what NC Heat is known for. So that seems to be a strategy going for these last 4 minutes. They know how to rattle a team, even one of veterans of Metro Stars. So we'll see how Metro Stars handles the pressure.
The Metro Stars, a team of seniors, versus NC Heat, a team of mostly juniors about to become seniors. So while the Metro Stars certainly have more experience, there isn't a huge gap between the playing level of both teams. Here comes the pressure again. Another double team and a pushing foul.
You see Paul Hill a little bit upset that NC Heat is kind of sitting back on their heels a little bit.
Pressure again. Tayler Hill with the basket. For three. That was not Hill with the basket. That was on Metro Stars. They're up by 10. Weber with the pick. Dienhart. And once again, double team. You're seeing much more of a press on the Metro Stars, but they seem to find a way around it. And Adria Holler draws a foul.
I think you're seeing a little bit of frustration from Megan on that last play. She had a nice rebound and lost it. that would have been a great 2 points for them.
Boylan just having a good time. She lets out a laugh there before they have to go back in. Metro Stars will go to the line here on out. Not much time left. NC Heat definitely going away from the zone, now using much more of a press. Weber is open, no good. Like with the rebound. They've got 3 minutes. They're going to have to move quickly. And Carolyn Dienhart will get called for the foul. They also have one to give, but it's in the act of shooting, so Like's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2, and NC Heat will also go to the free throw line from here on out. Like misses her first. 6'1" player out of Park Cottage Grove. Park Cottage Grove won the Suburban East Conference title last year.
They had that tough loss to Eastview in the sections.
The Suburban East and the Lake conferences, they're two tough conferences. You're going to get good matchups with those schools. Dienhart loses the ball, and coast to coast, Mandy Polk with the steal and the basket. There's still time to make a run. And Tempest Wilson with another steal. Polk's going to go again. But Boylan steps in there just in the nick of time to take away the basket. Wilson tried to prevent the Metro Stars from taking the ball. Did not happen. And with 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go, time is running out on the NC Heat. Holler. It's important now to get the ball across the half-court line, although with players like this, that's not too hard to do. But NC Heat looking to create any sort of disruption they can. Weber is going to draw the foul. She's going to go to the free throw line with NC Heat out of fouls to give.
NC Heat is a little bit in a frenzy. Metro Stars needs to remember to keep their composure. It's really hard to do when the other team is really going at you. It's hard to remain calm.
Not something they were used to after getting a lot of zone defense earlier in the game. It's a one-on-one situation. And Hill scoops up the rebound. Hill, left-handed layup. We've seen that before. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's a two-possession game. Jamela Hudnell, right idea, just came in a little too hard. And that will send Carolyn Dienhart to the line. Dienhart out of Cretin-Durham Hall. Another Suburban East Conference representative. Makes her first. And Cretin, Cretin had a solid year this year as Dienhart makes both. When at the beginning of the season it looked like they were headed down in the dumps, but fought back in the middle of the season and made things interesting. Of course, losing some of their players to injury didn't help, but Cretin-Durham Hall has a solid program. They've got a lot of depth and have an ability to bounce back. But with 1 minute 47 seconds here in this game, both teams aren't playing like it's over just yet.
No, I don't think NC Heat is ready to just sit down. And you're right, going back to Cretin, they've had a program for over 20 years. I just think that they're one of those schools that have a tradition, and they're just always going to have a good program. They're always going to compete.
Especially in the conference that they're in, the Suburban East, you have a lot of tough opponents as play resumes. Tayler Hill moves the ball. He's going to get all the way around the Metro Stars defenders and gets the bucket. She blew by 4 Metro Stars players, and that's the ability she has. She moves so quickly. She makes everyone else look like they're standing still.
Exactly. And if you're Metro Stars, you have to know that Taylor's going to take over at this point in the game. She wants to win. She knows the ball has to go to her, and that's what she's going to try to do is get to the basket.
She definitely has that takeover ability. Has a chance at a 3-point play. Makes it. It's a 2-possession game again, and that is huge in the final stretch of this game. Megan Knight gets in with the foul. Is this the right time to be playing foul and chase?
No. They really just need to play good defense at this point. No sense of fouling.
You send Deanhart to the line, who made her last 2 free throw shots. But she misses this one, and Tayler Hill with the rebound. She's going to try again. Once again, weaves through the hole. Count it again! Oh, my goodness! Just like that, Tayler Hill has pulled this game from a 3-possession game into a 1-possession game.
And, somebody from Metro Stars has to step up in the lane and not get Tayler to the basket.
Makes the free throw, so it's a 2-point game. 6 quick points from Tayler Hill. And now the Metro Stars are forced to call timeout. The pressure is starting to frustrate the Metro Stars team.
Now we're seeing a little more of the NC Heat that I'm used to. Just, really tough pressure. They really put it on teams.
And so where do we go from here with the Metro Stars and NC Heat now that we've turned a 3-possession game into a 1-possession game?
Now, as I said, Metro Stars has to know that Tayler is going to attack the basket. You have to step up in the lane and be ready to take the charge, or at least make her change her shot a little bit, which is tough to do. But, they have to step up. And NC Heat just, they have to just play good defense. Don't foul, just play good, aggressive defense. Go for a steal. There's plenty of time left.
1:25. And there was a certain team that was up by 3 possessions and fell that lost it in the final minutes of their championship game that ended up losing it in overtime. I think you know who I'm talking about. And for the viewers out there that don't, Boylan gets the ball stolen by Tayler Hill. NC Heat can take the lead or tie it. Hill is going for the tie, and she's going to go to the free throw line, so she'll have a chance to tie it there. Finishing that question, for the viewers that don't know who I'm talking about, I'm referring to Memphis in the NCAA championship game this year.
Absolutely. That was an amazing game if you had a chance to watch it.
Mario Chalmers forever in Kansas history. But right now, I think NC Heat's a little more worried about their own. That is huge. With 1:18 left, plenty of time. Ball comes out of the court, so they stop play. The Metro Stars would have to get a 3-pointer to make it a 2-possession game again, at the very least.
Which I think they just want to be smart and, get the ball to the basket.
Hill ties it up. She has scored the last 8 points for NC Heat, all in the last 30 seconds. And Wilson goes for the strip. The referees are going to have a conference here. One says NC Heat, another says Metro Stars. And it goes to the Metro Stars. But Tempest Wilson and the rest of NC Heat are cracking the shield of the Metro Stars offense. Boylan gets fouled by Knight. That was not a good foul.
They were complaining a little bit. It seemed like a touch foul, but I believe what happened, it was across the court. But anytime you reach your arm across a player's body, they're going to call a foul on that play.
And Metro Stars in the double bonus, so Boylan will shoot 2. However, they cannot make it a 2-possession game.
Courtney is a good free throw shooter.
What isn't she good at? I think you jinxed her. You jinxed her.
I'm sorry, Courtney.
As we said earlier, I'm sure she's also looking at this as a tune-up for her college experience, and there's going to be more tournaments later on. She doesn't wear her emotion on her sleeve, at least the bad ones.
Right.
She does make one of two, so it does put Metro Stars back out in front, which is the important thing at this point, with just over a minute to go. And Hill, she's looking to make a move. You see a 1-3-1 from the Metro Stars. Hill's going to go for three. Bullseye! Just like that, NC Heat pulls to their largest lead of the game. Metro Stars nearly throws it away. Moore saves it, and now we could have a fast break. Boylan, one-on-one. She gets fouled. She's going to the line. However, because of the three-pointer by Tayler Hill, she cannot take the lead anymore. The best she can do is tie it.
You know, and you wouldn't expect anything less than the last play that happened. You know, Tayler makes it seem like she's going to make a move, and then she kind of toys with you and pulls up from the three. You have to get out there and respect her no matter where she is on the floor.
Boylan, one of two her last trip. Of course, headed to Division I Michigan, where she's going to play in the Big Ten Conference. Makes her first this time. Big Ten Conference next year, they're going to have a great representation by Minnesota all around.
Absolutely. A lot of players playing in the Big Ten.
Didn't see a lot. Boylan's the only one here, but she makes her second, ties it up again. And we've got substitution coming in, like replacing Jamela Hunnell. So it's the Big Ten Conference. They've got Buford's coming in, the Masti twins, Voigt. Camille Wallen's going to Iowa. We've got a tied ball game here with 21 seconds. Tayler holding it. She's making sure that if she can't make the shot, she's not going to give the Metro Stars a chance to take it away. Here comes the pressure. They're going to try to make Hill make a move. And Hill still getting the ball around. 6 seconds. Now they're trying to double team her. Goes to Knight. 3 seconds. Like inside. Gets the basket at the end of the buzzer. NC Heat wins it on a buzzer beater shot. 51-49. A great execution from NC Heat.
What a finish from the young squad. They keep their composure, look for their teammates, and make it at the buzzer. Wow, what a finish.
Can you believe it? They were down by 10 in the first, down by 10 in the second, but did not let it get to them. Wow.
This is a great win for them, especially as they start their trip out of town, beating this Division I 19 team. This is great confidence for them.
And for both teams, it's going to be a great experience builder for them later on in this AAU season and in high school. And the Metro Stars, they had the 10-point lead. You could argue that they let it slip away, but they gave it their all, and they made NC Heat earn their victory today.
Absolutely, definitely. I mean, I think they just didn't realize how much NC Heat had in them. You know, they're just not going to go away. They're going to fight until the end. So.
And for NC Heat, where do they go from here?
You know, like I said, this is just a great confidence builder for them. To beat a team like Metro Stars, knowing that they're all college players, they're going to go out of town to some big tournaments. They're going to take that confidence with them and know that they can play with anybody.
Well, that will do it from here. Again, the final score, NC Heat 51, the Metro Stars 19 and under team 49. NC Heat, the 17 and under champions in the Battle of the Hardwood tournament. A great finish to a great game. For Tracy Buford and everyone else here at Keystone Productions, this is Mike Beaton. So long, everybody.
This program was made possible in part by the continuing contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.